Hello and welcome. Right, we are back on Wernolau Farm. I know it's always an obvious statement, isn't it, when you say something like that. Do like those, and I know they're not a shed, but I always use them as a shed. And I know that I never use a bunker silo. I always use a production, so like we're supposed to. Yeah, not that it's a crime to ever use a bunker silo, but what I mean is I prefer to use the. Yeah, I've got used to the production sort of side of things now, if I'm honest. So yeah, I quite like that. Right, I thought it was about time this had got off those. Now that's the point, actually. I think have we got someone across the road? No, we haven't. So I'm gonna. This one's got the horsepower to actually use those beautiful bits of kit across the road that I really do love. Yeah, yeah. I've used them before. I've used them in FS22, but these are definitely better than in FS22. They've like made some refinements on the biggest mower in the game, marginally bigger even than my own 11 meters. But yeah, these are beautiful as well. They really are, with the collectors. Very, very lovely. So I'm looking forward. Well, I probably won't use them this time because we're going to be too busy doing other things as well. Now it should be 3. Yeah, it is. So this will be ready in the morning. This will be the task. So let's grab the... now, did we repair them as well? I hope so. Yeah, this has got the horses for it, and it is a big set, but it's not really got the weight. But then it's got a lot of power assist on it, you know, like where you don't really need that. So have we got... I think we did do them. Yeah, they're both repaired, so... That's fantastic. So we'll set this. In fact, let's set the course going as well as it set it on the course. It's 10 point. Oh no, that's its old one. I was going to say it's fibbing. If we don't know what we've actually done. This is field 6. So 12.3 we have indeed done it. Smashing. Excellent. No, we do need to set it. That's it. Now we're set. So yeah, and it's ready as well. So rock and roll, fantastic. So that's in the morning. It's 10:08, 8:10 in the morning. I think didn't we change? Check the... Yeah, we did. We did everything. So we're going to go straight through. We're not. I think we've got the animals to do. Let's not go straight through. Yeah, because like they're going to like be rather... Ooh. Oh, wow, we have as well. I need to like look what animals. Water buffalo cow, and water buffalo cow. Okay, so that's a bit odd. Why? 34, 44, 54. So it split them then into... Yeah, they're all 31 months, but you've got 34, 22, 19. All right, okay, that's a bit weird. I don't get it completely, but this is the same as well. Yeah. 17, 15, 8. Last birth 2 months. I'm totally confused. I'm going to say I don't get it. Last birth 2 months, but we've still got 17, 32, 40, which is what we got all along. So, like, what is it on about? Because to me, we've still got the same amount as we've ever had, and yet it's saying that last birth was 3 months. Reproduction state in progress. I mean, to me, it's like, that's worse than giants. It doesn't mean anything to me. It's not clear what it's on about. Right. Well, let's hope I will understand at some point. Yeah, well, if it's like the one in FS22 and I get too annoyed about it, it'll come off. It will. I did it before. It's got to be clear, really. Maybe it is to everyone else. It might be me. I can be a bit... Again, I'm another one that doesn't particularly like change a lot as well. Mind you, none of us do, I think. It's something, I think it's a human thing. Even people who say, oh, no, I'm fine with change. Actually, they're frequently not, strangely enough. Ooh. Not a lot, but what there is. So how is it? You see, now that is a decent hold. It is. And both of them. Yeah, now that if we didn't have one. And the power is 550, 700 horsepower. Yeah, so quite a beast, really. Capable of just about anything, really. So let's get that one item. It's probably worth more than lots and lots, really. No, we can jump in and then out because we're not very far away. Ooh, it should be. It should be alright to get through with this. It's not really any bigger. The Sublevimus is about the same, so it's not really... Yeah. I mean, it's big, but the mapmaker has allowed for big things like that. Normally big things. It's just maybe not anything bigger than that. Fantastic. Excellent job. So, that's June. Well, I'm going to say, why did you... that's true, actually. Why did I, like, go away from these when I saw that I needed to feed them? That makes no sense at all. It doesn't. I've just sort of caught up and thought, why did I do that? That was mental aberration. Right, I think it is you. Right, so let's grab some more as well. I can't believe I did that. Right, let's just grab a full 50 odd tons. And let's feed them, please. Not let them starve. They will only have just run out, though. They did have a little bit, but it might... Yeah, I didn't see that they'd... Let's grab this. But it definitely was my fault. There's no denying this. So which is the one that had absolutely nothing? Was it the water buffalo? Yeah, it was actually the water buffaloes that we just tipped a bit in with. Yeah, were they bad? No, they were beginning to get a little bit. So we may as well, while we're here, open the door and go straight in. Yeah, I can go through that now. So I did switch it on, but I've obviously not quite... In fact, yeah, let's just try. Let's just see, is there any collision at all? Because I could run through it as a person. No. I've not stopped animals and humans. There's like a tick box for the collision to sort of like be different things. Now, obviously, I've not ticked the player. Yeah. The vehicle cannot get through. So that is at least something. Right, fantastic. And it is also something that the wire, that rope... Oh, wow. We need to go straight. Yeah, that rope finally doesn't block you when you go through it. It's sort of like invisible as it always should have been. We need to sort of like go around. Amazing, isn't it? There's something just like a few inches where you're just grazing can make such a difference. Straw, actually. How are we doing on the straw? Okay. Do you know, seriously? Oh, 0. Not in this one. So what in the other one? How do we need to straw with that? Quite not a lot really, but we will do a top up with them both once we've got this in there. If there's any room, we ought to put a little tiny silo especially for them as well. You know, for like offloading the bits of TMR that invariably always happens because you never work it out right, or I never work it out right. Yeah, I like that. Nearly, but like just not. You know, seriously. Right, so I think actually if we stick that... a little one, we'll go for the little tiny one, and we'll do it just look at the roof on that. What does it look like? Yeah, I think we'll do... although I don't know, I think 4's better in a way. A clump, because of the weight. If you did it... I mean, if you think... if they've got to be little silos... that's got to be a reinforced, because you imagine if they're full. I wanted to not take up any more room, but it'd have to be reinforced ceiling to actually cope with the weight. But I know it is true in a lot of countries they have water towers on top, so the roof has got to be reinforced to cope with a lot of weight, because that is heavy. America has quite a few of those. Right, so I believe we want my little mini silos, which are just under a couple of grand, because they really are tiny little silos. Cow barn silo, tiny animal. It looks at this for a long time, yeah. Tiny animal is the one. It literally is for this task. It's a bit special, yeah. So the yellow chevrons are just visible. Not that we very often use it, but oh no, we can't do it there. No, because that's exactly where you go to grab your manure. I think over here is probably not bad. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. You can see the yellow chevrons as well. Right, so we need to do a tiny bit of level at the bottom. Or maybe even sink. Yeah, it needs to be a downer, doesn't it? Where you go down. No, down. That's it, that's it. One little squidge of that and we're all where we should be. That's better. So, let's... in fact, we're sort of selling, so I think it's just for excess, and then we'll do a straw run. We'll just, anything that we need to, we'll throw in there. Yeah, something weird going off with the wall, but I think it's... the greenhouses get a lot of things have like the obscure, so you can't see something, sort of water or things like that. It could be that's going on, which is why sometimes the wall seems to like have a bit of a funny turn. I noticed it yesterday and I did mention it, but now I'm looking directly at it, I can't actually see anything. We're not, yeah. That's straw, I believe. I'm looking at it all the time now, typically, and I can't see anything at all that's happening, but... oh, yeah, there. No, that's nothing. That is actually the wall. Yeah, the wall over by where the rusty things are. That sort of like moved a little, you know, like as if... moved's the wrong word. Sort of like phased into your view a little, as if it like yeah. And again there, the back one. Yeah, it is. It's sort of like, I don't know whether it's a distance thing. Yeah, you can see it. If I do that, you can see there's it goes... that's what they call the lod. If you look at the one where the blue is, you'll see it's got some really nice detailing. Look at the one just beyond it and you'll see it's gone flat. That's the distance, the draw distance that Giants have, or the map makers declared, of like when you should see. So if we like do that, you lose it, and if you do that, you gain it. A bit strange, isn't it? It's how the game works. But I knew it was doing something. I was thinking, I'm sure I can see something out the corner of my eye, and that was it. Just sort of showing you that I wasn't going mad. It really was a thing that was going on, and is a thing going on as well. That's just... it is weird when you see the birds flying in the sort of sky. Now that with these new birds is sort of I do like Giant's attempts to do these type of things. It does add an element, it does, although sometimes it freaks you out if the first time you've ever seen it. Yeah, I was talking to JM Gaming the other day about the butterflies. I said, oh, are we having the butterflies in Vouillet, Normandy? And he said, oh, it's an old script. He says, I'll have a go. We'll see. I said, because I really think they're so cool. So hopefully, Vouillet Normandy will have some butterflies. I'm hoping. So I love that on Rhombus. It was amazing. You see, now that was quite considerable. They'd run out of a lot. So let's stick that bit of spare in. Oh, no, we might be alright in the morning. So let's go through... yeah, till the morning. We've checked our sales and we've done everything, which was only one thing. So let's go through till July morning, and we're going to set the mower off whilst it is... oh, no, it's still 8. Yeah. Right, waiting with bated breath. see what the new day brings. 8 o'clock, 447, 633 property. Property main. I didn't see how much animal upkeep. I was busy trying to look at them all. The sugar cane, which in Great Britain is not. Oh, now that's a very reasonable thing, is it not? I like that. It's the sort of smallest one. That's a brilliant price. Now, there's some of these that actually do manure as well. I've got one that does manure too. I really do like it. I mean, that's an unbelievably good price, is it not? I think we will. It's still fantastic. We've got camouflage for free as well. I don't like the silly amounts, but I don't mind like the 20,000. I think that's not too unbelievable. So I think we will for 8,276. Absolutely yes. That's for us. New Holland, 10 meter. We'll buy that to sell. So there's that to sell. That to sell. We just happen to have the lorry down at the store where it's been for a while, actually. Let's grab that too. And that. Yeah, I'm going to do a 6 meter version of that for smaller things as well. I'm sure originally it did have one. Sure it did. Had a 6 meter version as well as the 9, but then it got lost in translation, and all we kept then was the 9 meter one. Yeah, no, we have got a corn header. I was thinking, yeah, we have. I remember seeing it, I'm sure, in the background if we like do this. So yeah, they're actually all right for food, you'd imagine, because we did do them fairly late. Although I suppose it's still supposed to be days later, so really... Oh, it probably could be on the flatbed and strapped, in which case you don't see the header, do you? But I'm sure it's on one of those. Let's have a look. I'm sure it's on that. We've got a 9 meter. Is it a case one, or yeah, it is. Wow, you went to it first time. I'm impressed. It was a sheer fluke, even though we have got 3 case bits of kit. Right, so let's go down the store and let's get a bit of selling done, because we look a little bit poor at the minute, and I don't like that. Right, so then we want you some of these. In fact, we can do 2 in 1, really. Ooh, first time the game actually was listening. That makes a very rare moment. Very rare moment. When that listens to you. First time, I mean, because it's nearly all my life. You were not thinking about that, were you? I think we need to, like, sort of do a bit of a trick. I don't know that that's going to work. No, I don't think. It might do. Not sure. It might actually, yeah. No, thinking about it, it might be right. It's sort of... I don't think we'll have one again. I never thought about that. You know, like the height problem. Yeah, it's true. We could sort of sell it at a slight loss as well, but... so it can sort of... I've dropped it right in the way, haven't I? Oh. Dropped it right in the way, but it's not actually in the square. It needs to be a bit before it, like that. So, we sort of need to push it or lift it sideways, but it's still really suboptimal. Yeah, for the big ones that have got the window, this I think would be a bit of a stretch. This not so much. Yeah, it's still a bit of a... Gonna need to do the bending trick that, you know, like where you go around corners slightly. It's still not... Ooh, it's still not quite right, really. Yeah, we're gonna need to, like, come at an angle. It's still a bit gangly. Yeah, we sort of, like, need to come at it more like that. I don't know, I've getting myself in some silly messes, don't I, really? It will work. It's just you've got to, like... We've sort of passed it. It's that grey bit at the back that was the real problem, so we need to sort of, like, twist around a little. That's it, that's it. I know it's a bit... I would say that we're probably alright at that. Gordon Bennett, was it worth it? Probably not. Probably not. Not in this instance. I think that was a bit not so good. No, it was a bit too... And then we'll grab the header separately. And we might see if the lorry can... have we not got a... Didn't we leave the... Yeah, no, the dolly. No, we didn't, did we? I thought we... Haven't we got a dolly? I'm sure we bought a dolly for the shop. We didn't... Did we sell it one time? Because we needed to. Is that why we left the lorry or pier, I suppose? It's possible. It does ring a bell that we sold it for some reason. As in, I think one time we were so skint. Because it is ours, of course. You're allowed, but... Right, that's a little bit better. A bit healthier. Let's grab you out of the way and let the... lorry grab the Brent. Yeah, it seems a bit excessive to leave this just for, like, selling and buying, like, trailers, really. But I think that's probably why I have left it here. I'm going to say on this map, really... And we've also got the other truck. The truck that's also capable of being a lorry. Not that that means it's as good as the lorry at being a lorry, but yeah, it's... I used to use the H2 Studios likewise in a very similar way. Fantastic. Do love this. It's a very nice looking vehicle. I've always thought anyway, it's a... Yeah, one of the... It's a really beefy looking... It sort of exudes I'm a tough lorry, to me, personally. And the tyres are a bit special too. They really do look the piece of like they were capable of going onto a field, really. Yeah, it's one of the few lorries I could really believably think that could easily go on the field. So we're pushing well past 400k now. Yeah, it's giving you first time it will. Now it's like giving you... Yeah, I need to make a BI Industries corn header with... That's a point, actually. I wonder if you could do that. I'm trying to isolate the... It is a built-in header. You know, the header trailer, the draper. I'm trying to isolate it to see if you could add it, but I'm not sure you could. I think it has to be built in, so I'd have to physically alter a corn header and make it into to have. I think it would best to stick to foldable. I might go for a foldable 9m. I think that's probably stick to tradition the way that it's always been. I would say is a thing. Yeah, so that is everything that we can go for. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. We didn't do what we said we were going to do, which was to set. The sensible person would have jumped in this a long time ago and then told it to go. But, of course, was I sensible? Absolutely not. No, I was not. It's true. Why would you do it in that way? Now, that doesn't look as long to me as it should do, but it is. It is definitely. We saw it yesterday, and it definitely was today that it was ready. Right. I'm sure it did go around this. Yeah, a bit of a scuff. Let's just see what happens in the corner. Yeah, now we were working on Garth Farm where we sort of figured out how to sort of do away with this need for them to like do this reversing, and that is just to give it a right good round corner, and it really does away with all this bumping malarkey and this reversing. it does away with the need that the workers seem to have for this reverse. I mean, just watch how far they go back. You watch, it's not going to be naughty now. No, it is. I mean, come on. I am waiting to see if it ever is programmed to, like, say, oh, I can't go backwards. Let's try forwards. The answer to this question is sometimes they do, though, which proves the programming's a bit... Oh, you've got yourself into a mess, haven't you? You're all tangled. And yeah, now I can't do anything either. There must be collisions for certain things, and you've now gone and got us into a right mess. Right, okay. I know I am doing it. Hold your horses. Calm yourself down. So... Right, so if we do this, it's about as good as it gets. So it just goes to show how ridiculous this is. It's gone from, like, it used to stay inside the field, and now it really doesn't stay anywhere near in the field. It, like, goes through the hedge by a million miles. Well, slight exaggeration, but not terribly. Not much of an exaggeration. Right, so then, animals, I would say, while that's got a bit of a head start. Why have we got these all split when they're all... They're all at different stages of reproduction. Is it supposed to be like that? 4 months, 2 months, 3 months, 2 months, 1 month. No, we are literally, we have startable. Well, hang on a minute. We've said it's on automatic, so prohibit would be where we switch it off again. So why? I don't get it. It's really complicated. Right, anyway, let's let's go do those now. Well, that's busy. And we'll, I think it's this one here. No, it's this one here. This was the one we actually bought for this task, really. Still, I think it's a bit further back. Right, brilliant. Yeah, they're still doing that thing. Yeah, there's a few glitches. It could be that the draw distance a bit wrong as well, because there's a few things, and it is gorgeous. What the map maker's done for the detailing is brilliant, but obviously I think it shouldn't be doing that. Really, you know, like as in so close to us. I'd have thought it was supposed to be quite a long way away. It's like the draw distances are not quite right, because it is definitely, it took me a while. I knew something was glitching in the background, but I just couldn't quite make it out. But now you can sort of see that, yeah, it sort of like literally winks out of existence as it goes between the far draw distance and the close, because it's too similar. It should be the long ones, probably all the way where that tire is. That would be the ones that I'd have thought the game wanted to do the draw distance like that, but obviously it's sort of like it's glitching and going wrong. So I know I could have done it then, but it's not really right, is it? So let's do this. Oh, okay. Well, at least we're fully topped up. It's not a crime. I just want to test this because it should now be about right. I think it's not perfect if I remember rightly. Oh, we switched it off. Yeah, I switched it off. Oh know, I don't know. I think that one was always off. I think that one was built sort of similarly to the model. Yeah, similar to that model that we can see behind us, which is a buying station. I think I converted the model into a proper silo and then grabbed the innards of a silo from another model. Is what I think I did. So TMR. Yeah, there's lots of tricks with when you're modding that, like moving things from one thing. That's something that Lambo really is so good at. He taught me that, how to do that. It's really good swizzling models in and out. You know, you don't do it all from scratch when there's already a model that does it already. It's just a waste of your time. You know, if you've got a silo, then you grab a silo and you bring it in because it's already built. I mean, don't get me wrong, there may be modders that do it like manual, a lot of manual hard work, but I like to box clever knots, you know, like that. So I've must admit, Lambo taught me that trick, and I think it's a sensible thing to do, where you're not like rebuilding the wheel every time you need a wheel. You've got a built wheel that you bring in, and I think that's a much more sensible way of. I'd imagine most modders do it like that, really, but there may be some that feel that that's not right for them. So yeah, each to their own, really. So I've not increased this, but I do need to do so. The multi-fabrica is really poor on its. Yeah, definitely. I don't know what I was thinking. But then again, it's a baseline. So yeah, I suppose, really, all things considered. Right, so I believe we are going to need to grab our baler, which I think we separated. Let's actually grab you. You're not a bad idea. I think we'll stick you away as well. Yeah, this is a very common design in British sheds, this one where you've got this door. So I'm sort of, yeah, gonna... Now, I wouldn't particularly call this a really big piece of kit. So with that in mind, it's sort of like with it's such a small door, and it is. In fact, yeah, I'm jammed on it now, and that was without even trying to make it look bad. You know, I'm trying. So really, if you've got a shed like this that's definitely capable of quite a lot of sort of room, quite a lot of things inside, it's also difficult in the game. This is what I keep talking about in the game, about a shed that works well with the game. There's a realism, like for the game, yeah, so a little tiny bit more. Can we just, yeah, that probably would be the way to go. If this, I mean, you still got to really guess, I'd imagine. We're about there. Now, this is definitely the best for you to actually... don't get me wrong, it's not easy either. I know this from old sort of times, but yes, not too terrible. But the other thing is, there aren't that many things with that kind of shape. So that was nice. That was playing ball nicely. But they're not all like that. Right, okay, so didn't leave the... Got that down there. I thought we'd left the... Keep trying to think of its name. The baler. That's the one. Now then, we do need to grab the Anderson bale trailer. I seem to be struggling with my words at the minute. Right, so let's rehook them up. And we're gonna run around and grab some. In fact, we might pass. No, let's have a bit of fun. I do love this. So we were lucky to get this, really. Yeah, but I thought I might actually capture that. Of course, actually, I always forget these vegetables are immune to crushing, aren't they? In a way, you know, the new vegetables. So if we just grab you and let go of you. I feel a time lapse coming up because we have got quite a bit of work to do, and it is all centered around the grass. So I'm going to say my words. I'm going to see you guys and girls on the other side. Right, I think that's fairly thorough, really. Yeah, I don't think that's too terrible. Let's keep these separate and put them back together each time, I think, because it's a bit more, yeah, realistic, because you've always got to take your bales anyway, so it's not a bad thing, really, to, like, let that go. Yeah, I have occasionally, like, kept them together, like, normally, but it's a bit of a nightmare. It is to keep them, especially on a country lane. You wouldn't do it. It's just too dangerous. It is. So if such a thing existed, there'd have to be very, very careful ways that you would use it. No, that's what we need. So 6 very large bales off the field like this is not bad, and nearly 7. Yeah, it was quite a lot of that, so that is brilliant. And we might need to do a bit of a water run, I think. Yeah, if we stick that in. Yeah, I mean the multi-cry also, with its big storage, is probably, that's another thing. It's almost a production silo for a lot of things, because I always try to make all of my productions where you can take everything out, put everything in. You know, like a lot of productions still to this day do not allow for that. So you know, I know JM Gaming's sort of like saying certain things. I mean, my silos are my silos. I mean, they're special and they've got a door because they are a production, but I think it really probably would be one of those sort of shapes that would be very easy to reuse a silo shape and a body and make into a building really almost perfect, and hence quite reasonable. And that was my entire ethos on this entire sort of thing, is really, no, it's, yeah, we need to stop. And then I think it's August morning, if I remember rightly. All our veggies are ready, so I think we're going to be very busy next month, I should say. Right, so then, yeah, let's just, while we're here, just paint that. It should be grey anyway. You can see where we had battles with it sort of last year, so let's at least make the slab that should be grey. We don't need to have it. I think concrete gravel. Me pebbles. I like me pebbles. We'll just try and do the actual slab-ish. And I'm not going to do all of it because I'm happy with it going just up to that, because we're not going to use a bit that's like flying a bit. Yeah, we'd sort of struggled to get this. It took quite a bit of efforts to do this, really. Yeah, there's that bit up there where it really is that. You can see the chevrons going up the hill, but we're never going to do that there, are we? Let's be honest. So let's just check the water and all that situation in the mini self-sufficiency. Have we got enough water? We have not, so no. Let's go grab. In fact, you know, the John Deere has not had an outing. I keep seeing him every episode and thinking, they're going to think I don't like you. And I do. We're just spoilt for choice on this farm for like a lot of things, so let's just nudge that out a bit as we're passing. Yeah, let's grab the biggie, I think. This will do nicely. In fact, we suppose we really could do what we've been doing. But yeah, let's not go past it. It's nice to have these back in business again, even if they're a bit skew-iffed on that. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I worked hard to do the set. I put all of them in the set, and then like I go back and then there's been some update and Giants have wrecked all my models. And I don't mean they've not been in there, but like they do weird things, and the editor changes, and then all of a sudden, this editor's, the present version we've got, is horrible. When you go in for about 2 minutes, you fly all over the place. I think I've got me. Yeah, one's more forward than the other. Let's have a look at oh no, that's weird. So one must go in a bit more. It must be slightly bigger. So I need to grab the same one and duplicate it so they're identical, just on the opposite side. They're not bad though. They're really difficult to get the things where they're very close to the body. Very, very difficult with decals, especially round decals. Yeah, these are thanks to Farmer Bob. They are. He very kindly assisted me a long time ago on his channel, and it's still there now. His assistance was very, very gratefully received. He is an absolute amazing individual. I think that should be a tap there, shouldn't there? No, it looks like we've... Let's see if how bad mine is. No, it's got weird collisions. I keep meaning to do it, and then I keep thinking, every time I'm in this situation, I think, oh, you've not done your tap. It did take me a long time to make one in the first place, but it looks nice. It really does look... I mean, well, when I say nice, it looks vaguely like a tap. I mean, Obamatanas, don't get me wrong, I'm getting the basic shape right, and then I'm going to go into Blender with it. And I think going forwards, I'm probably going to do that quite a bit. It seems a sensible thing to do to me, really. So if we stick that against the body like that, that should be fine. Then we just need to move a little because it's going to want to grab the... That's it, that should... And then we just make sure, I think we will have already told water to go, because I am using this as a water distributor. Oh, I haven't actually. No, again, this was probably before I actually did that, or... No, I don't know. I think it usually listens once you've told it. So distribute. Fantastic. I should now battle for a very long time and eventually fill that right the way up. Yeah, 500,000. Fantastic. Brilliant. So that should whiz around and do anything that needs water. I do really like that. Right, so it's July. It's 8:41. I think we did do the animals, didn't we? I'm getting confused now. I hate this when because I did it last night as well. Yeah, no, we are good. Do we do the milk? No. Oh, wow. The milk is seriously beasting now. It's just a shame that our dairy is not capable of keeping up with it at all. It's actually lagging me out even worse than my older models. Yeah. I'm actually tempted to go out this very minute and actually do it. It's not a bad thing, I don't think. I might actually do that. We'll just grab the milk and stick it in, and I think I'm going to pop out and increase the cycles. We've already got you in the job, haven't we? So let's this time try to box clever. Yeah, so we've got the tank. Let's just try to do it from one tank and see if like the system's linked, because I think it is. But I might be wrong. I might only be able to do it from the other one, but we shall see. No. Oh, so it sort of allows you to clip between them, but it doesn't. Yeah, I get it. At least that's... have we not... I don't think we put any in, have we? Oh, we have. No. Use 0. Total capacity 10,000. We've used none. It's not a bad idea to actually fill that, really. Right, so no, this is where we want to go. Brilliant. Yeah, I was talking about making a better increased dairy that deals with the amount of milk that it gets, roughly. And then obviously the bionic in the super would be those for bigger farms, you know, but like this is incapable of dealing even with like a small farm. So I think this is going to be above, I think this is it 14,000, I think, top capacity? Yeah, so a bit more. So this soon will not cope with this in a single run, which is a nice place to be. I mean, it is nice to have normal milk. It does sort of show you how poor the yield is for water buffalo, but then they don't need to have a high yield to make the amount of butter they make is phenomenal. So I still do not regret my choice of having water buffalo most of the time. I really do like them. But it is nice as well to have two like we've got on here. That's quite amazing. So I'm going to disappear for a minute. I'm going to increase the cycles on this because it's terrible as a dairy. So I'm going to be right back. See you shortly. Hello and welcome. Right, we have got the this down here. Obviously you know how. No, it's true. I don't make any bones about doing that like before, but it does need repairing. So I've tweaked the multifabric eyes cycles because it was insanely terrible. So it's I've doubled them. I haven't just gone by a little bit because they were really bad. So I'm again. This is the maiden voyage. This is where I mean I always try to be balanced, but you've got to find what the balance is, and also what was the purpose of your mod. I mean, this is a bigger factory, so it's not supposed to be one of the little tiny productions that I always based my original production on. I always did. That was a oh wow, it's a bit repairing. So he sat down at the shop, but then so is that, I suppose. All right, fantastic. So that's it. I'm not sure if this can use it. It's not got a PTO. It has got like electrics and all the rest of it. So I'm not sure. I think not, but the game may allow it, like it always has done for certain things. But I'm not sure. It might not anymore. I'm not. It's a supposition. Right. So we are back on Wernolau, and it is 8:48 in the morning. So I think we've done everything, including. Did we fertilise the grassfield after we cut it? I don't think we did. Oh dear, that means I might have to get the sprayer out. Oh dear, that is such a shame. I do really enjoy getting that beast out. Oh, where did I actually put it? It was over here somewhere. I've just literally started its engine somewhere over here, I think. Yeah. Right, it's got herbicide in at the minute, so we need to throw that out if it'll let us. Yeah, brilliant. And where did we leave I think it was actually on the grass field, because I think I realised that would be the place that I actually would need it going forwards. So let's go grab it and let's quickly get that done. Is there any point? Are we cutting it like one last time? I don't know. That's just, I'd rather err on the side of caution. That is right in the middle. Seriously, I don't know. Just drop things where they are. It's because you don't really think about the future. You think about the moment, about speed, but the speed it doesn't always actually work as being faster. It's something I'm trying to break. The habit of a lifetime. I've always been speed, and it does not always work. It does a lot of the time. I'm not, it's not a complete fail of like, the way that you are. I've always said this. I'm a little bit like the Borg. Efficiency is probably my primary goal. You're like, if you're going to class a human as programmed, because we program ourselves in that way, then that would be what I'd program myself to be. Is like, efficiency is important to me, to try to do my best, to excel at everything I do. It doesn't mean I'll achieve it, but that's the aim. Yeah, you can't, we're not talking about the achievements that you have done that, but that's what I aim for. Just aim always to do your best. It's the way that I was always taught. So that's again another one of them where it's not quite in the you got to go all the way past, out of its like sphere of influence, and then come back in, and it should then restart the trigger. It's really quite weird. They're a bit finicky. I mean, because I went into all of their spheres of influence at the same time, so why did this one like not? I have no idea. The game is a bit messy though. As a modder, I really can sort of see that. The weird things happen. I had a strange, a fantastic map, North German country it's called, and it's a beautiful map, one of the best maps. I think I said this the other day, but I'm just for emphasis repeating myself that this modder has done what I consider to be almost, it's only a tree that was in the wrong place so far that I found, of all of the things that they've done that sort of take away from perfection, should we say. I'm not having a go, I'm just saying that it's not perfect because the tree broke the perfection. But apart from that, he's made the game the most playable, or she. I mean, yeah, it's true. I'm not sure about the map maker, whether it's a he or she, but whoever they are, they've done a really good job. There's a lot of ones I've had not goes at, but just sort of like trying to say, VR modding. Yeah. Oh God, and better will you stop with the bashing into the trees? I can't talk and like concentrate at the same time, can I? That's terrible. Yeah, VR modding. Basically Moss Valley, beautiful map it is, but I sort of slaughtered him for like, well, it's not playable, and I'd stick by that. I really do. It's the bit that I chose he cut a lot of corners. Maybe it was that he didn't think anyone would ever go down there. You know, like, and he concentrated a lot on the main farm. Possible, it is. It's one of the most gorgeous bits of the map. So, whatever the reason, it doesn't alter the fact that it's not very playable. Now, the FS25 is a game primarily, and I come at this as a game. I am a content creator, but I create content to try to highlight the game itself. I'm not telling a story, and yeah, although obviously the farm tells a story. I've always said this as well. You might not set out to tell a story, but the farm does tell a story, which is didn't think I'd switch them off. I must have done. I didn't think I'd press my buttons hard enough, but I obviously did. Right, so yeah, so we all come at it from a different point of view. So obviously I'm going to like say, well, this is not... I know I've started to get a bit more forthright on that sort of thing of like sort of saying about things. Because I thought, well, if you... Part of your job as a content creator is to sort of try and sort of tell those who are watching that, you know, whether something is or is not good or that type of stuff. So really you ought to be sort of moving into that area where you're not just playing the game, but you're actually trying to help people to do things, you know, like, and sort of telling them, warning them. I don't do mod reviews, and I think I could do good mod reviews, to be honest, because I've got that kind of the job, yeah, the daily job of being IT. It sort of trains you in certain ways, and I think I'd be good at it. But you know, I come on here for entertainment as well, but also to create content. And I thought, why am I not doing that? I thought, because if I was doing this as a job, I would. You know, if I was Mr. CDP and I'd got to do that, that's my bread and butter. That's where people like go and, you know, like we've all got favourite mod reviewers. I'm a bit partial to... I love Mr. CDP, but Farmer Cop, for me, is the one that I go to, because his videos are short. He'll literally do all I need to know in 2 minutes about the subject that I've done, and I like that. He's straight to the point. No, I'm no good at that. That I'm a bit of a waffler like Miss Sealy P. But if I want an in-depth one, I will go to Miss Sealy P without a shadow of a doubt. But yeah, so with like VR modding, the difference between the two map makers, one has made the game highly playable, and the other has made it very beautiful. But if I've got to completely muck around your map, like with VR modding, well, I did. I bowed with my feet. I came off it. It was just too much. I'd have had to like rebuild it, and I thought, well, it shouldn't be like that. Not really. You know, if the map maker's giving you boats, there has got to be a certain bit, because I've got to balance that with Garth Farm, where it was made to be a dairy farm, and I knew that. Now I don't know what VR modding's concept was for the map. So if it is as is, and you've got to muck around with it, then that is the price that you've got to pay, isn't it? And you either go on the map or you don't. So it is sort of subject to a bit of, the waters are a little murky, shall we say? You know, as in like it varies from map to map. But if the map maker hasn't said anything like that, then really, now I think we fed the animals already. I think. Did I? No, I did. I've got to have done. No way. I'm not even going to look at the animals, because I don't understand what's cracking on with the different splits now when they're all the same age. I keep thinking I've had births and I haven't at all. It's very, very odd. Right, so then let's speed up and follow our pattern. And then really it's going to be going through till tomorrow, when I think, if I'm right, that we're going to get all of our crops be ready. Well, not all. No, I'm not sure about all, but I think it is actually. Yeah, I think it's everything, I think. Right, we should also see a bit more work off the multifabricae. So yeah, they've gone down a bit, as you'd expect. During the course of a month, you would expect that. So how about the multifabricae now? Oh, now the guar beans. Oh, we're going to say, yeah, so there's a lot of guar beans in there. The guar glue is nowhere near keeping up with that. I increase these as well. So how much guar glue did we get? It's 5,000. So it, yeah, so it's times 3 as well. Let's have a look. 148 cycles, so 4,800. Well, it's that times that is the what you get. You know, this is what made that. So it would be 4,800, about 7,000. But that's per one. So why is it only doing like one set? Yeah, it is strange. The guava beans are certainly doing terribly well. Milk, and the milk is doing well. So what about the rest? Yeah. 1,056. Butter's more, but for saying what it should be is rubbish. Guar glue is, we've just seen, milk bottled, very, very slight. It's like the cycles are not doing what they're told to do. And I mean, it's not my first rodeo, this, so it's not like I don't know. So sugar from beets is on, but we didn't put any. No, we didn't put any sugar beets in, did we? We were supposed to buy it. It's soon going to be ready though. So right, what we'll do, let's crack on with what we know. So we've got a big Extreme Flex Razor 50-foot Geringhoff, and quite a bit. So there's got that as well. Let's grab you and sell you. Carry on with the vein that we've been sort of doing all the way through. Now, did we order the Subliminous header? Because it doesn't seem to have arrived. We're gonna have to lease it. It's obviously probably fallen through, and it's too late now to, like, it is. It's going to be the morning, so it is. Well, yeah, I suppose no, it's not, because we're going to start first thing. No matter what, it's definitely not going to be ready. Definitely. So no points now. We'll have to lease one in the morning. And Fent and that one there. Let's do that one first. Let's get that one out the road, because that's a bit of a beast. Yeah, I've done a header, but it was a convert from FS. It's misbehaving and falling through the ground quite badly, which is, yeah, strange, because it is just a convert. So there must have been something different from FS22 to 25 that they did slightly different when creating headers. Because all I've done is convert it, as in, like, it's exactly where it was, but it falls through every single time. Yeah, I've got it on my test map on Silver Lake, and it's hilarious. It keeps saying, the header is below the terrain level. I'm resetting the value. I'm like, okay, well, why are you below the terrain? So there's something I need to do and compare with the headers in FS25 that they didn't do in FS22. But I've converted it. It looks pretty. It's like lost all of its little horriblenesses, but there's something not quite right. So I need to compare a 25 with a 22, basically. So, this is the ones where you... Yeah, I think that is the cheapest. It is. So 205, we're taking a chance. We know sometimes we don't always win. And we'll also... yeah, let's do one at a time then, with that in mind. Yeah, I want to, like, not muddy the waters. Oh, it's a fasty. I've got to be honest, we've got so many vehicles, we do not need any more. I'll say vehicles rather than tractors. We've got a lot of... Yeah, we made some cash. We did. That was no denying that. So that was good. And we'll just go for you. I've yet to try one of these. It seems a bit expensive for the bossy thing. Yeah, the application. I mean, it might be fantastic. Having not used it, I can't... I think it's always silly to make it... because you don't know the system well enough to know whether that's good or bad. You'd just be making a quick judgment based upon no knowledge at all. And I always think that's a disaster for, like, making you look silly. So I'm not going to say anything at all about the system, because it could be brilliant. I've seen it a few times, 2 or 3 times now when I'm selling these particular ones. Would like to have a go to see, then I will have a valid opinion when I've used it a bit. Right, so then it is 1619 July. We should sort of see. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed about that, but it's maiden voyage. It's true. It could be. What I ought to do is compare it to my standard ones to see why is it so different. Have my cycles, are they really terrible in comparison to what I would normally expect? Yeah, from even my normal dairy, that would be the starting point, because that's one of its main functions as far as I'm concerned. Right. So the green. How green are our crops? Because I would imagine that they're going to be very green. They are, and they are all very green. So to me, they're all going to be ready in the morning. So with that in mind, let's go through to the morning. We will go 8 o'clock. I normally do 9, but we're going to be working a lot of time through the day. We've got the animals to feed, so we'll get that done now. It might be a shorter session. Usually when I say that, it's not. Mind you, yeah, you've got the buying and selling to do this morning as well. So really, all things considered, and not really a lot. So we've got Axery's lorry, the Joskin, but we've got nothing for. We haven't got the changing system. So really, I'm going to be ruthless. We're just going to go that. I don't want to be faffing around. I keep saying this. We've done well out of the sales, so I'm happy. With that, your time is precious, as I keep sort of saying. I mean, there are certain times when you're trying to earn money at the beginning where I think I'm trying to streamline this so that for a complete, at the very, very beginning, when you're like, if you do what I did the other day, which is an extreme, where you just give yourself 50,000, I might actually do a real extreme where you start with nothing. And you've got to do the contracts to begin with to get your little pot of money, and then I might move on to the selling. Because what I'm saying is it's a valid thing. You've got absolutely no money at all. You've got to do the contracts to get some money, obviously. And then what you do with your money after that is up to you. If you're going to put it on the market, buy things, sell things, I think that would make... It's just the ultimate in well, I had nothing and I started and I used the game to sprag me up, and then how quickly can I do well based upon this? Right, so then I'd imagine, and we did leave it on that it's all going to be done now, and that looks fairly, it does. We've got the red of rip the sort of the things off now. Then we need the flatbed, so let's do the animals first, and then we're going to get ready for tomorrow, so then it might not be so as I'm thinking, yeah, we might have quite a bit more to do than I'm thinking. It might not be a short session. That's what I'm thinking. I've still not got right. Yeah, I've been trying to do me flatbeds this morning. Total crash and burn. Total crash and burn. Yeah, well, not total. It makes the sound. Yeah, I'm trying to get my ramps working. It's been one of those things that I've been trying to do forever, and if I've never done something before, I'll do what I call as a bit like when you're a kid and you're learning with stabilizers with your bike. So I've literally grabbed a model with the ramps in, which is one of the low loaders, and then I'm putting my trailer into that, and then obviously it sounds really easy, but it's not. You've then got to completely do your i3Ds and all of the things. So in a way it's harder, but it's because I'm trying to learn. It is. I've definitely gone about it a long-winded way from a modding perspective, but it's sort of to try to show me bit by bit. That's what I'm saying, stabilizers to sort of show me. Not going to need that much, are we? I don't know, because they eat a lot, as in so much there's not a lot of storage. Yeah, the map maker's done it on purpose so that you've got to do, you can't do any massive storagey bits, which in a way, I mean, a lot of the game It's only to represent, so it doesn't really matter the storage. It's just you're not showing every single day, you feeding every single day. I mean, really, this is exactly the same. This is a month since we did this, so it really makes no difference what the map maker's sort of trying to make you do, because you're doing it anyway, even if there was storage. Because you're gonna there's gonna be movement. Well, maybe certain maps, if you went mad on the robot feeder, it is possible for you to get away with 2 or 3 months of not feeding if you have gone to the great thing of I mean, I've adapted. My big large one has got more storage, a bit like Cavalier Roy's. I mean, Cavalier Roy's the one who gave me the idea. I'm not at any point trying to sort of state that it's me that's had the idea, because he was the one who welded it. So straw, I reckon we can get away with. Oh, maybe not in this one. So let's stick that into our little tiny silo. That strikes me alarm to tell me it's time to get up, and it is, but I'm all right for a few minutes. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to keep cracking on having a go with that. I'm determined I'm going to have a go. It should be all right. It'll be that I've not put something in the model right. And if not, yeah, it might be that obviously it's a Giants model. Sometimes they do weird things that you don't expect. So I have made ramps before. I literally had, in fact, it's typical. I actually broke my model in doing what I did because I was being impatient, as you do, and I overwrote it with the newer one. Now I'm kicking myself and thinking, why did you do that, you absolute wally? Why? Because now I've got to make them all over again. I might have them saved. I'm usually better than that. I do usually save things. I don't think we need much more than that. Yeah, I do deliberately, because it's hard. Yeah, modding's not easy. It's a very harsh taskmaster as well. There's not a lot out there deliberately, because as I said yesterday, modders get paid, so a lot of them don't really want to share secrets because, they get money for doing it. So, yeah. I mean, I don't think I ever knew that actually as a player. Obviously, I mean, I don't know that it's a lot. I don't think it is. I would be very surprised if Giants wish to share money well with their partners. I'd say that's probably a no. Right, so that should be now filled, because there's not a lot of straw in that one anyway. Milk, 1,833. And, oh, right, okay. That's a bit of a lower one. That is a bit of a lower one. It's normally 10 to 12 tons, so... Let's have a look at the multi-cry now and see, after a complete month, what we're doing. Now, the guar beans are going through the roof. The guar glue has only gone up a little tiny bit, 1,000 odd litres. That's terrible. Usually does much better than that. Or does it? You've always sort of said about the guar glue. We've got to check the cycles on that, because I'm sure they're better than that. But cycle-wise, I'm sure they're supposed to do quite a bit. Let's have a look. 4,800. So it is about 60 something. 48, half again, 24, 48, 58, 68, 72. I thought it was 72. It's 6 times tables. It was one of those things my teacher taught me very well. The 6 times tables, we went over it and over it well badly. And it's one of those that's almost ingrained, so you'd sort of know. So 72. So 7,200 is what you should be getting in the guar glue. And we've got that 3 times. So it should be a shed load of that. So why is it only producing a tiny weeny little amount? Makes no sense at all. Yeah, because maths is maths. Really. I mean, the guar beans are working terribly well. Buffalo milk, say it's hardly going down at all. As you'd see, the water's obviously filled. So that, I mean, again, buffalo milk bottled has hardly gone up at all. Let's have a look at that. I'm not wasting your time on it. I'll have a good look at this and see. Because it is true, maths. It really is as simple as, like, you know, you doing what it looks like on the tin. So right, so we need to now get the flatbed with a fast tractor. Who is our fastest? It doesn't need to necessarily be a tractor, really, does it? Thinking about it, you're not the fastest, definitely not. So you are fast. You are. It's now I would have thought actually the obvious candidate for this would be this one. Really? So where is the flatbed? Where did we last? Oh, be careful with that. Wreck it. Mind you, I know, yeah, you can't actually, but yeah. It's always good to be in goods. Where? I think it's around here. I think we're going to need the telehandler. I think it was abandoned a long time ago with the corn header, which we never did use, but yeah. But you don't ever know this on a Let's Play. You've got to sort of, I think, go for a broad... Now then, where is the telehandler? It's not too far ahead of us, actually, so let's grab this. And grab this off. So we didn't... Yeah, even the harvesters, really. We're now going to be using the sublevamus for everything. So you just never know, though, do you? Where things are going to go until you... Right, it's just... That's annoying me, that is. It's abandoned in the middle of the path. So let's just put it to one side a little. Ooh, it's a bit hilly still, but we did know that. We'll ask the telehandler. In fact, we'll do it. We won't ask it. Talking to telehandlers is never a wise thing to do, really. They don't really answer usually. It's a bit of a... So then let's unclip that. Remembering we're going up a hill. Yeah, there's some more of the barbed wire I found yesterday. I thought, oh, what's that pulling at me? It's the barbed wire. Yeah, I don't know when the map maker's going to fix the map. It's sort of... This kind of, like, little area... Yeah, because like that, it's that that's doing it. You would sort of expect a map maker to quickly do those type of things. Really? I mean, JM Gaming's a beast. He'll literally get on it straight away if there's errors and report it. Within days, his maps are usually sorted. He's just like, no, let's not put this. We don't really need it. So a little tiny. It's true though. You don't ever really know what you're going to need on a Let's Play until it starts to develop, and then with like the sublevamus, you got the sublevamus, so therefore you get that, and you know it develops like that. We didn't know we wouldn't need that. Right, so then let's grab that, go down to the store, post haste, which this thing is quite capable of very post hastiness. I've got to be careful. I don't want to be like zipping down the road faster than I should. I mean, as I said, I've got to be totally truthful. The modelling on this is exquisite. It is, again, another one where the detailing is phenomenal. There's something really that I wish I could get rid of that. It's really a very authentic feel I got from Wernolau. That's why I'm still on it. Why it's hard to wrench myself from, even though it's got faults. They're not so serious that you can't have a lot of fun on the map, but it is stopping certain things a little. So yeah, I think he's got rubbish that you're supposed to be able to take off and things like that, but yeah, I definitely would come back and have another look at this. I would maybe even pick up where we've left off and like carry on and do it as a full blown Let's Play. I'd really like it that much. I mean, I like a lot. I do. I mean, I like Garth Farm, but I don't like it as much as Wernolau. It's true. I love it. It's a real beautiful little map, but this is really special. It's something. I mean, I'm not so keen on the store Garth's is much nicer, much better. This is quite... Yeah, this was really... The U-turn around here is something else. That's not nice. Not at all. Right, so I think we'd fixed this already, but let's have a look. We might have been skint when we bought it, so... Yeah, we were. We're now up to 545,000 again, so... We don't really want to pay that, but yeah, we've got to, so... Let's grab this and we'll take it down to the fields and we'll grab its header. Now I've nearly sorted its header out. It's not getting any errors on it, so let's lease the header for now. This is the one that is got the plates on to sort of hide and mask the fact that it's a bit of a smoke screen, shall we say. Whereas I have got one that's almost done now, but is not got all the plates on to hide the fact that nothing moves, only the one in the middle moves. But I've got one that's almost ready, that is where all of it moves. So we're going to lease that. Yes. And we're going to lift that onto the trailer. Then we're going to go down to the farm. Never ceases to amaze me how I can lose the telehandler. That's got lights on, hasn't it? And they're literally on. Yeah, it has. I've got work lights that are literally on that header. I didn't realise that ever. And that's without us even switching them on. So yeah, that's my bad. Yeah, it is as well. Look at the light on that. You wouldn't want that coming towards you. Wow. You can see them, can't you? But you can't see them. So well, that is very clever of me. I've actually somehow managed to keep the lights and they're all on. Oh, wow. Right, let's lift it a little bit more, just a tad more. I think the main header wants to be on. It's still a bit wide. Alright, let's get that clamped on and we'll follow with this, following this sublevimus. We'll let the... Yeah, we definitely don't want to be going the other way around because they are beastly. Let's try this. We will literally leave it there, ready to do the big harvest. You know, obviously the bad thing is I'm hoping my suits and that are working alright. I'm going to have to... yeah, I think my main job today is when I get back from work is to check... Oh, okay. Yeah, to check the multi-cry and see what, you know, like my cycles, whether they look really bad in comparison to... Oh, wow. Yeah, now there is a better steering method for this, but not on a road. I would have thought it was probably highly illegal, so that's probably going to really like bash into the thing and like make a right hash of it, because it's going to try and follow exactly what that did, and it's not going to succeed. Yeah, and this is what I'm saying, because look how close I am with the bits and bobs on the right hand side. So this is almost a U-turn. And of course I'm going very slowly and making this look like now like I'm talking nonsense. But yeah, that's because I'm going very slowly that I'm actually managing to do it at all. That should be alright now. I think we can do that. Yeah, if you were trying to drive... I suppose you'd have to drive out slowly anyway. So yeah, I suppose. But it still isn't one of the easiest... In fact, it's probably one of the most difficult ones I've ever seen. I do love this. And I do like the colours a lot. I do. As it was the obvious choice for BI to actually mod this, but I did want to not mod the same one as everyone else had done anyway, so I've done the Homer, and oh, it's still got the Homer symbol at the back. Now I thought I'd fix that with a decal. So that needs to, it's quite difficult even to stick the decals on this. You've got to go in a really specific place to actually do it, and they can be there but hidden a little. They need to be, if I remember rightly on this, you had to do them slightly pronounced from the body. You know, inside the i3D, nearly always you go as close as you possibly can. This was different. You didn't do it like that. You had to do it, because I went in and did it like I normally would, and I thought, oh, I can't see the decals. Have I not done it? Have I forgotten to do it? I went into the model and saw that they were still there, and I was thinking, oh, why is that like not showing then? So then I moved it out a little bit, and it appeared as in outside, you know, when you went back into the game and you tested, you could then see it actually perfect, and it was quite pronounced in the i3D. So I thought, oh, okay, well, this one's a bit different to any I've ever seen before. You need to like go quite, so if we do very, very slow, we're going to go into the hedge a little. Fantastic. So fold that ready for later. So let's get this header on right now. The beautiful 8.1 meter header. Not sure if Giants would ever allow something like this. I do think it's about, I think I didn't want to go any bigger than like, oh wow, that's struggling a bit. Why is that struggling? That's my fingers fully on the trigger. One of them slow down jobs. You have to let go and then re-grab it, don't you? Is the way that I've always found that works. Yeah, it's now bursts into action like there was never a fault. I don't know what it is, why it does that, but it's done that for a long time. If it just does this weird slowdown where it goes at like, you know, 0.5 miles an hour. Slight exaggeration, but you know what I mean. Right, so that should now be able to grab that off there. I think it's gonna, I'm not sure how low the attacher bit is though. Yeah, it's quite generous. So yeah, I've got to get rid of that white bit as well. That's the model. It did originally have some drawing at that point, and it's obviously now it's sort of a fault, you could say, that grey stuff. It doesn't know how to handle it, so the model is sort of showing the grey substance, which looks awful. I'll switch it off. Right, so that's where I'm going to leave it. Yeah, we're going to like crack on later, and we're going to rip this. I'm definitely going to do a time lapse because there's an awful lot to do, and it's all. I think I might do it all myself. We'll just see. Like I say, I always say this, and then I think, yeah, but you need to do that as well. And I mean, there's at least no straw to do. Yeah, there's no straw at all, which is typical because one of the multifabricate things is it does the straw factory, and that's why we were doing the guar glue. So yeah, it's interesting to see why that is so poor on its cycles when its cycles are not that poor. Yeah, we'll have to have a look. Right, so all that remains to be said for this session is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey, and I'm going to say goodbye for now.